extremely challenging times for the country due to COVID-19. There is shortage of medicine, though it is improving in recent days. There is shortage of oxygen beds, hospital beds, and each one of us trying to do whatever possible to support each other. But it is extremely important that we take appropriate protection, we take appropriate care, and try to save ourselves and our near and dear ones in this challenging time period. In this challenging time period, we have continued with our tradition of monthly market outlook. Many thanks for attending this call despite all the challenges around. But clearly in crisis, many a times investment opportunity is found. If we go to slide number 5, it shows that US Fed is printing dollar and the US Fed's balance sheet is reaching level which were never seen in the past. This money printing, next slide please. This money printing is resulting into US economy recovering much, much faster, and their growth rate this quarter is likely to be 5% plus. However, when you print money, your debt goes to the sky, and today global debt is at all-time high level, not only in absolute terms, but also as a percentage of global GDP. The exactly opposite of this, when government is big borrower, consumers, citizens have big surplus, and there is excessive saving seen across all the countries, especially developed world. Now, what do people do with this cash? Well, they go and invest into debt and equity, and we are seeing equity and debt, mutual debt fund flows reaching to almost $1 trillion plus in equities and about $2.5 trillion in fixed income. This kind of money, when it comes to market, obviously there is an advantage. Am I audible properly, Manish?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, sir.
Audible. Okay. So when this kind of money power comes, undoubtedly markets don't give correction. And we have seen in US, when 5,000 people were dying per day, equity market didn't correct. We are seeing the same thing in India. Now, this is also going into commodities. The money which is coming in consumers' hand is going to commodities, and commodity prices have started going up like rocket. Commodity prices are up 50% plus on a year-on-year basis. When commodity prices goes up, inflation expectation goes up, and which is where we have seen in US, many people are expecting Fed rate to rise. Next slide, please. Now, when market expectation of Fed rate rise increases, what does Fed do? Well, it bawls in a language which we can call googly. So on one day, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says rates may have to rise somewhat to keep economy from overheating. And next day she says, look, I am not saying interest rates are going to go up. We are seeing this kind of contradictory statement coming from none other than US Fed. Now, in this scenario, if we look at Indian economy, well, everything till March was fantastic. The headlines till March end were all positive. Monsoon likely to be normal. Summer crop acreage is increasing. Exports registered a jump. manufacturing PMI was in expansionary mode. The GST collection came at all-time high of 1,40,000 crore. The e-way bill generation also was up almost 12% year on year, even though last year was a truncated period because of lockdown. Tractor sales were also up throughout the year in 2021 compared to pre-COVID year of March 19. Now, this also demonstrated that rural economy was doing well in the month of March. And based on this number on economy, up till March, India was slowly and steadily getting above all emerging markets. If we look at our composite index score, we were ahead of countries like China, Russia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Brazil, and so on and so forth. And that was reflected into FPI flows into our country. However, one disaster struck us. Next slide, please. And COVID-19 active cases started rising very rapidly in the month of April. While we did see increase in the month of Feb and March, they were still not vertical. But April, we saw a vertical rise like a rocket. And it crossed the peak of September 20, and it moved up multiple times ahead of what we were seeing in those periods. Now, today, COVID-19 situation is half full, half empty. There are 27% of districts in India where it seems that second peak has reached, and we will see downward correction like in the city of Mumbai. However, there are many other districts where there are challenges. Because of this COVID-19, states had to put lockdown. Last year in March, April, when we announced lockdown, it was preventive lockdown. Cases had not risen, but by announcing nationwide lockdown, we were able to control the first wave. When we did that, a lot of people ended up criticizing it. Economic activity suffered, and which is where in the second round, government is hoping that local authorities will announce lockdown so that nationwide lockdown can be avoided. But unfortunately, the cases have not come under control in most parts of India. States have been reluctant to enforce strict lockdown like China, and which is where now we are seeing one state after another talking about lockdown. And this is impacting activities. If we see mobility indicators across India, they have started doing a downward journey. Next slide, please. Nomura Business Resumption Index, which most of you are familiar with now, it has corrected almost 25% from 95 to 75 towards the end of April. If you look at indicators which are linked to economy, clearly there we are seeing significant drop in activity from March to April. The next slide also demonstrates that March things were fine. April things have started slowing down. This is also reflected into unemployment number, which have started rising. This time urban lockdown is higher than rural lockdown, and hence urban unemployment is higher than rural unemployment. How do we manage this crisis? Well, there are 4 suggestions. One, we have to ramp up healthcare infrastructure. Remdesivir, we were producing about 37 lakh vials a month. Now we are producing 1.08 crore vials per month. Now, what we did with Remdesivir, we need to do with hospital beds, we need to do with oxygen concentrators, we need to do with oxygen tanks, and so on and so forth. Second, we should announce regional and rotational lockdowns. In Mumbai, by announcing lockdown, we were able to tame the active cases curve so that without disrupting economic activities significantly, we can disrupt the COVID-19 curve. The third is responsibility of us. We have to follow COVID appropriate behavior. In Delhi, it seems a lot of people celebrated Holi party. In many places, large gatherings were allowed. Weddings were happening. People were going to market without wearing masks. All those things resulted into this virus spreading much faster than what one could have imagined. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to follow COVID appropriate behavior. And finally, we have to focus on vaccination. All this regional and rotational lockdown, COVID appropriate behavior, ramp up of healthcare infrastructure is not the solution to virus. The real solution to virus is vaccination. Over here, now we are ramping up our vaccination. This is the report of Investec Securities. They believe that current vaccine production, which is roughly at about 9 crore vaccines a month or 90 million vaccines a month, will slowly ramp up to about 27 crore vaccine a month by October 2021. The increase in vaccine production will be coming, one, from current vaccines which are approved, like AstraZeneca's Covishield or Covaxin of Bharat Bio, and also it will come from some of the newer vaccines which are getting approved, like Johnson & Johnson, Cadila, Zydus Cadila's vaccine, Sputnik by Russian companies, or Novavax by a US company. This ramp up of vaccine from 9 crore to 27 crore a month will help us increase percentage of population vaccinated from roughly about 4% in first quarter to 15% in second quarter to about 56% towards end of the current financial year. If we now go to equity markets, well, despite this crisis, equity markets have withstood. The large cap has delivered about 5% return year to date. Mid cap and small caps have delivered almost 3 to 4 times more return than large cap. This return has been driven mainly by metal stocks like steel, copper, zinc, aluminium, whereas some of the defensive stocks like FMCG has actually underperformed the market. As I mentioned, foreigners were continuing investment in India. They have brought in $35 billion in last 12 months. If we look at quarter 4 earnings, which has been declared so far, in Nifty, about 6 companies have missed their estimate, but 10 companies are in line with estimates and 2 have beaten. If you look at mid caps, again the ratio remains about 15 companies which have met or beat their expectations and 6 which have missed. Effectively, results are coming in line with expectation of the market. We believe in the near term, markets are likely to swing between hope and fear. COVID-19 is going to drive market in the near term rather than anything else. We believe despite all the challenges and despite all the problems which we are facing right now, a correction will be good opportunity to increase allocation in equity market. In the past, we have seen whenever corrections have come, they have become temporary in nature, and subsequently returns have compensated for that correction. At this point of time, we believe your allocation to equity should be neutral weight. Markets are fairly priced. Momentum also seems neutral despite current challenges of COVID-19. And we believe every correction will be a good opportunity to increase allocation to equity. If we look at from a valuation point of view, India's market cap to GDP ratio is now 96%. It has corrected roughly 10% from the peak of 106%. It is above historical average of 76%. But considering that the global market cap to GDP ratio is 128%, this 96% market cap to GDP ratio looks fine. If we evaluate this on a price earning base or price to book base, numbers reasonable, we on a price to earning basis and just around at our price to book basis. Finally, everything gets converted to profitability, and we have seen that profitability for corporate India has been fantastic. If you look at market cap, it's roughly about 2 lakh crore market cap. I hope I have announced the number correctly because there are so many zeros. If we take last 12 months earning, that is March, June, September, and December 20, calendar year 2020, the profit comes to 4,72,000 crore. It's impacted because of lockdown in March, June quarter. And then the trailing basis PE looks 41.3. However, when you annualize December quarterly profit of 2,10,000 crore, the annualized profit becomes 8,39,000 crore, and forward P declines to 23 times. Obviously, people are expecting that there will be more profit as we move forward into calendar year 2021. So as long as profit is rising, we believe market cap to GDP, we believe valuations will remain reasonable. Our call right now continues to remain neutral weight to equity, marginal overweight to small and mid cap despite their outperformance this year, and marginal underweight to large cap. For bulk of this year, we have been maintaining this overweight call on small and mid cap and marginal underweight call on large cap. Coming to systematic investment plan, there were lots of doubts raised on SIPs, especially when they give negative return in the month of March 20 and April 20. But today you could see in a large cap fund like Kotak Blue Chip, across every time period, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 7 year, 10 year, we have delivered double-digit return, and we have delivered positive alpha, outperforming benchmark indices. If we go to a large and mid-cap fund like Kotak Equity Opportunities, again, double-digit return and outperformance over benchmark indices. If we go to a mid-cap fund like Kotak Emerging Equity, same story, double-digit return and outperformance over benchmark indices. If we go to a tech-saver fund, which is very convenient for SIP for investors, again, double-digit return across time periods and outperformance over benchmark indices. At this point of time, what will be our recommendation for equity investments? Well, before I go to equity investments, I would like to remind that we have 4 global funds. Kotak Pioneer Fund, which invests partial money up to 35% in global technology companies. Kotak Global Emerging Fund, which is investing into CI signature emerging market funds. Kotak Nasdaq 100 Fund of Fund, which is a fund for NASDAQ ETF, and Kotak International REIT Fund of Fund, which is investing into SMM Asia REIT Fund. Coming to the equity portfolio, our recommendation right now will be to invest into a fund like Pioneer. Over here, up to 35% can go into CI Signature Technology Fund. This fund has delivered fantastic performance since inception in October 19. This fund has delivered 34.5% compounded return, alpha of almost 12%. We believe with the current correction in technology sector and the future, the way it is looking like, this fund will be more appropriate for investors at this point of time. If you look at most of the large cap funds across peer group, they struggle to outperform benchmark indices. But if you look at Kotak Blue Chip Fund, it has outperformed benchmark indices over most of the time periods and generated alpha. To retail investors, we will recommend you to invest into Kotak Asset Allocator. This fund divides between debt and equity based on valuation of the market. It's fill it, shut it, forget it fund. Again, it has delivered outperformance in double digit. It has delivered returns in double digit and outperformance over benchmark indices over last almost 16 years. In terms of gold, the gold prices have bottomed out in the month of April and started bouncing back. This is primarily driven by some amount of buying by China and some amount of movement by private investors to create a digital version of gold which can compete with cryptocurrencies. Next slide, please. We believe gold subject to import duty risk of 10% is worthy of investment at this point of time. Today, there is a lot of talk about active versus passive funds. There is a report by an agency which says that majority of funds are underperforming benchmark indices. Nothing can be farther from truth. The way we are comparing our performance with total return index, even the index fund itself are underperforming benchmark indices. So index fund per se underperform total return index because of expense ratio and because of other factors. If we look at this vis-a-vis active funds continue to still outperform benchmark indices. This is the alpha generation across our fund. In small cap fund across all time periods, we have delivered alpha. So has infrastructure and economic reform fund. In Kotak emerging equity, except last 1 year when in small and mid cap, in a mid cap index, Adani Group stocks have run up substantially and we have remained underweight over there. Bearing that, we have delivered alpha. Kotak Flexi Cap, again, 1 year underperformance to index, but otherwise positive alpha. A large and mid cap like Kotak Equity, positive alpha. Kotak Tech Saver, 1 year underperformance, but still positive alpha across all time periods. So majority of our funds have delivered positive alpha, and this you need to keep in mind while recommending to your investors. This is the alpha of SIP return, and over here also you can see bearing Kotak Standard Flexi Cap, where we have some catch up to cover. In all other funds across various time periods, we have been able to deliver positive alpha. Coming to the fixed income market, RBI has kept enough liquidity in the system, which is why overnight rates are remaining within RBI's comfort zone of reverse repo rate and repo rate. The consumer price inflation also has come within RBI's comfort zone, though with the rising commodity prices, there is fear that maybe inflation will go out of control. RBI is using all techniques like open market operations and Operation Twist and GSAP to ensure that yield curve remains within control. Yield curve does not shoot up beyond a reasonable limit. Keeping this in mind, debt foreign portfolio investors have become buyers in March and April after moderate selling in Jan and Feb. Within government securities, state government loan continues to give higher carry of almost 70 basis point. As I mentioned earlier, RBI has been doing a wonderful job in managing Indian economy and protecting Indian financial system. And keeping that in mind, they have been announcing one measure after another, whether it's GSAP, OMOs, Operation Twist, long-term repo, or any other tools. RBI is using that to support Indian economy. We believe despite RBI's effort, interest rates will marginally rise. However, it will not be a straight line journey. It will be more like a pendulum journey. Rates will go up because of inflation fear. RBI will bring it down. Again, rates will start rising. Again, RBI's intervention will bring them down. In this kind of environment, where you should invest in debt market? Well, give money in dynamic bond fund. This fund continues to manage interest rates to deliver better return to investors. If you're not interested in longer duration funds, then at the short end, you have funds like Kotak Low Duration or Kotak Credit Risk Fund or Kotak Medium Term. And all these funds deliver reasonably better return over AAA rated or AA rated instruments. People who are investing in debt will have no option but to start looking at hybrid fund. Earlier, we used to call monthly income. Now it is Kotak Debt Hybrid Fund. This fund has delivered almost double-digit return or near double-digit return across various time periods. Fortunately, a lot of investors have started looking at this fund, and I'm very happy to say that last year we got 176 crore worth of flows in this debt hybrid fund when the industry lost almost 500 crore. This fund can go up to 25% in equity, 75% is in high quality debt, and using systematic withdrawal plan, debt investors can get regular income in a most tax efficient manner. One can also look at Kotak Equity Savings Fund. This goes up to 40% in equity, and because it puts rest of the money in equity and arbitrage position, this fund is classified as equity fund. So by virtue of that, your tax advantage begins after 1 year rather than after 3 years. Kotak Equity Savings also has delivered good return for conservative investors. Finally, I would like to talk about our balance fund. This also has been one of the better performing fund in our stable. Pankaj Bhai, my colleague, runs this with a lot of passion. And in last 1 year, this fund has picked up performance significantly.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.